Today let's start Environment Ecology Important Institution chapter. This is the last lecture in the Environment and Ecology. From tomorrow onward, we will start the next subject. Okay, let's start. Environmental organizations. Indian organizations, National Biodiversity Authority (NBA). It was established in 2003 under Biological Diversity Act 2002. It is a statutory and autonomous body. It performs facilitative, regulatory, and advisory functions on issues of conservation, sustainable use of biological resources, and fair and equitable sharing of benefits arising out of the use of biological resources. Headquarters Chennai. The State of Biodiversity Boards (SBBs) focus on advising the state governments subject to any guidelines issued by the central government on matters relating to the conservation of biodiversity, sustainable use of its components, and equitable sharing of the benefits arising out of the utilization of biological resources. Next is National Green Tribunal (NGT). It has been established under the National Green Tribunal Act 2010 for effective and expeditious disposal of the cases relating to environmental protection and conservation of forests and other natural resources. It also enforces any legal right relating to environment and giving relief compensation for damages to persons and property. It is a specialized body equipped with the necessary expertise to handle environmental disputes involving multidisciplinary issues. The tribunal is guided by the principles of natural justice and is not bound by the Civil Procedure Code. Tribunal is mandated to dispose of the appeals finally within 6 months of filing. New Delhi is the principal place of sitting of the tribunal, and Bhopal, Pune, Kolkata, and Chennai are other four places of sitting. CPCB, Central Pollution Control Board. It is a statutory organization constituted under the Water Prevention and Control of Pollution Act 1974. It was also entrusted with the powers and functions under the Prevention and Control of Pollution Act 1981. It serves as a field formation and also provides technical services to the MOE FCC of the provisions of the Environment Protection Act 1986. It coordinates the activities of the state pollution control boards by providing technical assistance and guidance and also resolves disputes among them. National Ganga River Basin Authority (NGRBA). It was set up by the central government in 2009 by notification as an empowered planning, financing, monitoring, and coordinating authority for the Ganga River in exercise of the powers conferred under the Environment Protection Act 1986. The Prime Minister is ex officio chairperson of the authority, objective to ensure effective abatement of the pollution and conservation of the river Ganga by adopting a holistic approach with the river basin as the unit of planning. It has both regulatory and developmental functions. Animal Welfare Board of India. It was established in 1962 under the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act 1962. 1960. It is a statutory and advisory body. The headquarters was shifted to Balaggar in Haryana from Chennai. Rukmini Devi Arundale pioneered the setting up of the board. National Tiger Conservation Authority. It is a statutory body under the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change and instituted under the enabling provisions of the Wildlife Protection Act 1972. Objective to foster accountability of center state in management of tiger reserves and aggressively hurt the interests of local people in areas surrounding tiger reserves. Union Minister for Environment is the chairman of the NTCA. NTCA gives statutory backing to Project Tiger. Project Tiger is an ongoing centrally sponsored scheme started in 1973. International organizations, United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change UNFCCC. It was established as an outcome of the Rio Earth Summit 1992. It came into force in 1994. Secretariat German objective to stabilize greenhouse gas concentrations in the atmosphere at a level that could prevent dangerous anthropogenic interference with the climate system. Conference of Party COP, the supreme decision making body COP24, COP24 was held in Katowice, Poland in 2018. The framework set no binding limits on the greenhouse gases emissions for individual countries and contains no enforcement mechanisms, but it provides for the enforcement of such measures through different international protocols. The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, NIPCC, it is the United Nations body for assessing the science related to the climate change. It provides regular assessment of the scientific basis of the climate change, its impact and future risks and options for adaptation and mitigation. It was created in 1988 by World Meteorological Organization and UNEP, objective to provide governments at all levels with scientific information that they can use to develop climate policy. Secretariat hosted at WMO headquarters at Geneva. Red and Red Plus, REDD Plus, and REDD Plus. The United Nations Collaborative Program on Reducing Emissions from the Deforestation and Forest Degradation in Developing Countries was launched in 2006 2008. It builds on the convening role and technical expertise of the FAO, UNDP, and UNEP. It is a global initiative negotiated under UNFCCC in 2005. Objective of RED to mitigate climate change by reducing the net emission of the greenhouse gases from forests through their degradation by the means of the better forest management, particularly in the developing countries. It has provision for intensifying the developing countries to encourage them to protect, better manage, and save their forest resources. RED Plus includes sustainable management of forest conservation and enhancement of the forest carbon stocks. RED Plus is a more comprehensive forest management initiative which includes incentives for conservation and sustainable management of the forest beyond a mere reduction in deforestation. Global Environment Facility GEF. It was established on the eve of the Rio Earth Summit in 1992. It is an international partnership of the countries internationally constituted civil society organization and the private sector. Initially, it was set up as a fund under World Bank in 1991. Presently, World Bank as the trustee of the GEF Trust Fund Secretary at Washington, D.C., it serves as a financial mechanism for CBD Convention on the Biological Diversity, UNFCCC, UNCCD, United Nations Convention to Combat Desertification, Stockholm Convention on POPs, Minamata Convention on Mercury. United Nations Environment Program, UN Environment. It is a global environment authority that sets the global environment agenda, promotes the coherent implementation of the environmental dimension of the sustainable development within the United Nations system, and serves as an authoritative advocate for the global environment. Headquartered Nairobi, Kenya, the seven broad thematic areas: climate change, disasters and conflict, ecosystem management, environment governance, chemical and waste resource efficiency, environment are under review. It also honors and celebrates the individuals and institutions that are doing outstanding work on behalf of the environment. United Nations Convention to Combat Desertification, UNCCD. It was established in 1984 based on the recommendation of Agenda 21. It is the sole legally binding international agreement linking environment and development to sustainable land management. The permanent secretariat is at Bonn, Germany. It is based on the principles of the participation, partnership, and the decentralization. The Conference of the Parties (COP) is the supreme decision-making body that oversees the implementation of the convention and represents the Hindu, Indian, and French websites of organizations. Thank you. Environment and ecology is completed. This is a quick revision series. With this, we have completed all the chapters of environment, principles of ecology, ecosystems, climate change, renewable energy and pollution, agriculture, conservation, efforts, important institutions. Thank you. Have a good day. Tomorrow we'll start the next subject.